Carly Goshen will send it over, and the Mustangs will keep it alive. Now the attack from the far side, and it's down for the kill. Olivia Dorins. Chloe Hertz. Hertz pushes it in back there to Schmidt. Shot from the point. It's in! Off the stick of Taylor Lennertz, excuse me, and it's 3-0. Taylor Lennertz with the third goal for the Bismarck Blizzard on the shot from the point on the far side. And the Blizzard are running on all cylinders here in period number 41-37, 4:25 to go here as the Kindred Vikings will work it down low. Another slam dunk and one. How about that? A slam dunk by Gavin Keller, and he got fouled on the two-handed throwdown. Kennedy Kuntz will pop that one up left center field. It's going back, and we have our first grand slam of the All-Star Series in 3 years. Hanson under center, drops back, looks near side. I believe that's Fulmo, and he's got it. Fargo South touchdown. Kaylee Jackson, three-pointer up, and no, that one won't go in. Tana Litt pulls down the deep offensive board. She'll put up a three. That one's in, we're tied. Groffman won't be able to control it. The ball will escape over to the far sideline. Fargo Davies will come up that far sideline, and a nice through ball there, and this could be an opportunity. Centering pass, one-on-one. Was she offside? She was not. It's 1-0 Fargo Davies. Bad pitch here, and the bases are loaded. Line drive right into center field, and that will score 1 run. And rounding thirds, Rorich, and he'll score. It's a 2-run RBI double for Casey Reber. Shot from the point, Bree Adams, lowering hard, and it's in! Off the stick to Sydney Canstrup, and the Cougars are on the board! Press box here, the best we're able to. That one's going high left field, and running for it is Schwab, and she makes a diving catch! Wow, what a play by Cameron Schwab, the junior in left field, to end the inning.
Fantastic catch.
Turn up the microphone. Hey, welcome. We're at Fargo Davies High School here, getting ready for the first of 2 soccer games. We'll start out with the JV game here as we're getting ready to rock and roll. We're about just went under the 1 minute mark here before the start of the junior varsity game, and then of course we'll have the varsity game to follow at approximately 7 o'clock. We're looking at upper 60s. We might drop to as low as 62 by the end of the varsity game here today, and all that good stuff. So with that said, we'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have the opening kick here for the junior varsity game between the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs, the visitors on the scoreboard, taking on the home squad, the Fargo Davies Eagles. Back in a moment here on the ND Sports Channel on the Magnitude Sports Media Network. North Dakota Softball All-Stars podcast with Tim Howe keeps you up to date year-round on the sport of softball in the state of North Dakota. Coach and player interviews, who's moving on to play college softball, and that, well, guess what? That simply scratches the surface of this Grand Slam softball podcast. A new episode every week during the softball season and every month during the off-season. Listen anytime on demand on the ND Sports Channel at Magnitude Sports Media Network station.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
All right, welcome back as we get ready to rock and roll here. Between the Fargo Davies Eagles and the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs. Fargo Davies Eagles out on the field there in their maroon colored jerseys with the goldish, white goldish numbers, I guess is the best way to describe that. And then the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs coming out in their white jerseys with blue numbers outlined in orange. We'll do the best we can with names here. As we did talk to one person who was up here in the press box, but he was not 100% sure. So we'll do the best we can with names. Of course, you can text us at 701-373-1843 if we are saying a name wrong, and you can give us a phonetic spelling. We'll definitely take that under advisement and go that direction with it here. So we're underway here in the junior varsity matchup. Once again, 40-minute halves in both JV and varsity. So up along the near sideline now, intercepting it is Donovan Helovic, a freshman forward. The Mustangs will get it back, and the Davies Eagles will take the ball away and center it. Try and dance it up here. Try to create an opportunity for themselves. Once again, all these games, when they come to a conclusion, are available for an on-demand replay. Of course, you can check out the upcoming schedule at msportsnet.com as well. Under the Games button, click on Stream Schedule. You can find out every single game that we're doing. This is the first junior varsity broadcast of the season, and I can assure you that it'll be the first of many. We had planned a couple previous to this, but we didn't have rosters for JV teams, and we were able to successfully get a JV roster for Sheyenne. We had one for Fargo North too, but there was a lot of duplicate numbers on there, and we didn't have a chance to talk to Coach about how to tell the difference between all the duplicate numbers. So we that was the one reason that we didn't do that junior varsity game. So corner kick now for the Mustangs from the far side. And we apologize that our scoreboard is covering up that far side. We're going to make an adjustment there and probably move that scoreboard down to the bottom. Live on the air. There we go. Now you can see the far corner. So we'll just keep it down there for the rest of the game and the rest of the varsity game as well. As the Mustangs will work it up over to the far side. Now they're going to work on a centering pass here possibly. No, it'll be taken away by Fargo Davies. Nice defensive play there in the far corner. Couldn't quite see who it was without the binoculars. I believe that's Savy Jones, a freshman forward with the ball, and he had just had the ball taken away from him, and it was indeed Savy Jones. It was taken away there by Zach Breidenbach. Breidenbach is a sophomore defenseman for the Mustangs. Pop it inside here onto the foot of Grant Honeyman, a junior midfielder. And now the Davies will get it back at midfield, trying to create an opportunity. And that won't go too far, as they'll be taken away there by Honeyman. And now the ball will come loose. I forgot to check the starting goalie, but I believe it is Bryce King. Check that as Connor Anderson, who's in goal for the Mustangs. I believe it's Raj Smith in goal for Fargo Davies. 36:53 and counting to go here in the first half of play. And the first opportunity, I don't know, it was close. He apparently was not offsides according to the official. And the Davies Eagles, for the moment, will recover. Now the ball comes loose right at the 18, and the Eagles will get it out of there, but the Mustangs will get it right back. They'll try and set up another opportunity there as a centering pass. Ricochets off the knee of Fargo Davies' Ethan Alm, a junior forward / midfielder for the Eagles, and the ball will go over the back line. And that will be a corner kick from the near side here for the Mustangs. Well, the good news is we got, if you watched the last couple games here, we got the crowd mic fixed. We bought a brand new cord, and so far, no issues. We'll see if that continues here throughout the game. Near side corner kick, and he'll fire that one just into the top of the 18, and that will land, it'll be touched up there by Soren Caster, and I apologize if I mispronounced that one. He's a freshman defender for the Mustangs. Mustangs have an opportunity, and they score, and that is going to be Derek Lobo, a sophomore forward, who puts the Mustangs on the board here with the first goal of the game. So Derek Lobo, if I'm saying that correctly, puts it in for the first goal of the game here for the Mustangs. Stopping the clock with 35:40 to go. And the clock will start again, and the Davies will get the ball after the goal once again by Derek Labo. That goal coming at the 35-41 mark. And a whistle and a stoppage in play will put the goal kick in favor, or not the goal kick, the free kick, excuse me, in front of Fargo Davies, in favor of Fargo Davies, and now go right into the hands of Connor Anderson. So now the ball reaches over to the far sideline there as the Mustangs will try and work it up with 35 minutes to go here in the first half of play. Nice ball movement there, steady and consistent all the way up the field, and the centering pass was chipped away there by the Fargo Davies defender. I believe that may have been Gabe Benson, the sophomore defender, who was able to chip it away, and the ball comes back out just shy of midfield onto the near sideline. Mustangs trying to work it back up, and a shot on goal there off the foot of that is Grant Honeyman for the Mustangs. .34-15 and counting. Shots on net 2-1 in favor of the Mustangs, including the goal, and then that last kick there from Grant Honeyman, junior midfielder. At least that's who we have on the roster for number 14. So we'll go with that until we're told otherwise. I just realized our station cell phone needs to be charged, so if you're trying to text us, I certainly apologize. You can email us at ndsportschannel@gmail.com until we get that phone charged up. And so far there are no emails, so that means we should be good. Throw in from the far side. Be initially controlled here by Davies as they'll work it into the middle, and a nice series of passes there. Running down for it is Savy Jones, and he'll watch it float out of bounds, and that will end up being a goal kick, as Savy Jones will kindly give it up to Connor Anderson, the freshman goalkeeper here for the Mustangs. He'll set it up at the 6 for his teammate, that's Reese Breidenbach, a freshman defender, and he will pop it out into the near side here onto the foot of Connor Nielsen. Nielsen will give it right back to Breidenbach and then right back to Nielsen. Now they'll work it up the near sideline here. That's Noan Zent, if I'm saying that first name correctly. I'm not 100% sure. Number 16 there for the Mustangs. 32-43. We did a poll on our Twitter if you would watch junior varsity football games on Monday night if we were to stream the games, and well, it was split right down the middle. 31% yes, 31% no, and then 24% said depends on the matchup. So if we split that 24% into 12% for the yes and no's, it'd still be a 43% split, with the other 7% saying they'd rather watch NFL Monday Night Football. So if we put those final results on our Facebook page, and if you want to go make a comment on it and help break the tie, we would love to hear your opinion on that. We've thought about it. We haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, but we've thought about it. There's not a whole lot going on Mondays, so that is an option for us if we decide to do it. Centering pass goes up in towards the goal, and it went on the back side of the netting there off the foot of Ashton Kildee, a junior forward/midfielder for the Fargo Davies Eagles. So 2 shots on net for each team now, and the Mustangs will bring the ball up the near sideline. They'll put it onto the foot there of Noah Zent, the sophomore midfielder. Zent will get it up onto the foot of Honeyman. Honeyman will center it back in, and now a loose ball will be picked up by the Mustangs, and Honeyman will come touch up on that ball. He'll float it up to the near sideline there. The Davies will get there first, and it'll be tapped out of bounds, and I believe the Davies touched it last, and it does appear to be so, as Zent will line up for the throw-in. And Zent will get it right back, and now the centering pass was nearly intercepted there by Fargo Davies. Davies Eagles doing some nice defense there, trying to get that ball away, but on the flip side of that coin, the Mustangs doing an outstanding job on not giving up possession of that ball as well. Tossing it in there, Savy Jones, and that'll be a whistle for, I believe, an illegal throw-in. Oh, no, there's a sub on the far side for the Mustangs, actually. So going out is Jackson Palm, a sophomore midfielder. And let's take a peek through the binoculars and see who's coming in. And coming in for the Mustangs is Mark Larngar, a sophomore forward. Loose ball will find its way over to the far sideline, float out of bounds there from Mustangs throw-in with just a little bit over 30 minutes to go here in the first half. Once again, the varsity game coming up next. Right around 7 o'clock, there'll be about a 15-20 minute, check that, about a 10-15 minute break. Here comes a breakaway and a shot on goal, and was it inside or outside? It was outside. It was on the outside of the netting. So that'd be a goal kick. So give credit for the shot on goal. Mustangs in favor of that category, 3-2. Make it possibly 4-2 on the header that just goes to the left side. It was a nice centering pass there, I believe, on the far side. That let's take a look here. I believe that was Soren Kaster who made the centering pass. And then Grant Honeyman tried to put it in on the header there and couldn't quite get the angle he needed on that, but it was a great attempt. Give you an A- on that one. The only way you could get an A was if it would have went into the net and scored a goal. 29 minutes to go here in the first half. And the Eagles will work the through ball up to the near sideline. One-on-one chase for it. Eagles will get there first. And a nice move there by Fargo Davies' Luca Essinger, and he'll get the shot on goal, and that'll be saved there by Anderson. 28:42 to go here. So far side working the ball there is Zent for the Mustangs, and they'll be headed at about midfield. And the ball will go back and forth and finally end up in the possession of the Mustangs. Well, I thought the Davies were going to take it away, and then the Mustangs keep it. And that will be offsides as the flag goes up. He was a couple steps ahead there. That's Mark Larngar, who was a couple steps ahead of Josh Batesel, who was the final defender in front of the goalie for the Fargo Davies Eagles. So that will bring the flag up for the offside call and give the Eagles a free kick over on the far side of the field. Lining up to take that kick there is Gabe Benson, sophomore defenseman for the Eagles. 27:44 to go. He'll boot it up the near sideline, and a couple of touches later here, and it's a 2-on-2 opportunity and a possible breakaway opportunity here for the Fargo Davies Eagles. Can they knot this one up? Shot on goal. It's knocked down by Anderson. Follow-up is in. That will stop the clock and scoring the goal here for the Fargo Davies Eagles, and tying it up is, I believe it was number 10. Trying to peek through the binoculars there to confirm that. We're going to go with Savy Jones. And it was indeed Savy Jones tying it up with 27:26 remaining. So if you're just joining us, Derek Lobo scored with about 35:41 remaining in the first half to make it 1-0 Mustangs, and now Savy Jones ties it up with 27:26 to go as the clock continues to roll. And now the Mustangs with an opportunity. They'll put a shot on goal, and that one will sneak in as well. So they answer right back. And it's 2-1 Mustangs. So soon as Savy Jones knots it out for the Eagles. The Mustangs come right back and get the lead back in their possession. 27:07 and counting to go now. I believe it was Honeyman who got the goal. I think it was number 14 who put it in. We're going to go with that unless I'm told otherwise. So it took 25 seconds, according to my numbers here, for the Mustangs to respond. And now they get tripped up, no call. Play will continue as the ball gets booted into the center of the field, where the Davies will attempt to control it, and they will boot it out of bounds far side for a Mustang throw-in. So 2-1 Mustangs. Goals by Labo and Honeyman for the Mustangs, and Jones for the Eagles. 26-15 and counting here. We'll have a corner kick for the far side. Take a peek through the binoculars here, and we can tell you that it will be ... It will be Soren Kaster, freshman defender, taking the kick here for Fargo, West Fargo Cheyenne. So Kaster will put that one right in front of the goal. It's headed and just to the outside of the post as it went over the top of a jumping Raj Smith. Another header attempt there for West Fargo Cheyenne. They'll get credit for another shot on net. It's 6-4 in favor of the Mustangs in that category, according to my unofficial numbers, as Smith will set it up on the 6 for the goal kick. Whistle will blow, and we're back underway here. He'll feed it up onto the foot there. Josh Peterson, a freshman midfielder, and he'll give it right back to Smith, who then booted up just shy of midfield. Mustangs touch it, and they will eventually gain possession of it as well. They'll work the ball up the near side, but the Davies Eagle defender will boot it back up the other end of the field to temporarily end the Mustang attack, and it'll roll all the way back to Connor Anderson. He will scoop it up, take a jog up to the 18, and roll it out far side there for his teammate. And that teammate was Zach Breidenbach. Breidenbach is a sophomore this year for the Mustangs.
Get out there!
And now the Mustangs are going to try again here. Getting up on the ball is Derek Labo. He scored the first goal here for the Mustangs. And Davies will pop that one out of bounds for a Mustang goal kick. Just a little bit over 24 minutes to go here in the first half of play. It's been an exciting one so far. Some great opportunities for both teams, and both teams cashing in on those opportunities. Mustangs have had one more opportunity than the Eagles have had. That will be punched away there. That was a nice play by Smith. And I'm not sure if Smith got that, if there was a defender in front of Smith who blocked it away. But either way, it does not go in. The Mustangs will have to shoot from far away. And now Smith will dive as two Mustangs approach. And he will boot that one away to stop the Mustang attack. 23-28 and counting to go here in the first half. Far side throw in here coming up for the Mustangs. And that'll be immediately taken away there by Ashton Kildee, I believe is how you say it, junior forward / midfielder for the Eagles. As we just creep under the 23-minute mark remaining here in the first half. Once again, when this game comes to a conclusion within about 20 minutes or so, it should be available for a 24/7 replay. If it's not, then it'll be available within about 20 minutes after the conclusion of the varsity game, just when the varsity game is available at about the same time. So we always say a half an hour to be safe. It's usually sooner than that, barring the technical difficulty that sometimes sneaks up on us. Like on Saturday, we had a game at Fargo South, and it was between the Bruins and the Moorhead Spuds, and no problems with that game. We went back there 2 days later on Tuesday, or 3 days later, I should say. And there will be a foul just outside of the box, I believe. Yes, it was outside of the box, so it'll be a free kick and not a penalty kick here for the Mustangs. What I was saying is we had that Spuds Bruins game on Saturday, and then we went back 2 days later for that Grand Forks Central Knights Fargo North Spartans game. Set up in the exact same location as we did on Saturday, and for some reason we couldn't get on the air, and saw on Twitter that Shanley TV had some issues getting on the air initially as well. They got on the air eventually. We did not. We do have the recorded version of that game with no play-by-play available on our YouTube, and then we did some highlights of that game with some commentary that are also available on our YouTube page for you to watch as well. So we do apologize for that. If you were looking forward to that game, we were too, and I mean, that happens. We do like 100 games, and that'll happen once or twice. So, I mean, it's not too bad of a ratio, but it certainly is frustrating. Even if it were to happen once in 1,000 games, it would still be equally as frustrating. So, speaking of 1,000 games, we're not quite there yet, but tomorrow we'll do game 500. We'll be just up the road, about 90 seconds up the road if there is no traffic. And at Fargo Shanley, it'll be a Class A 11-man football matchup between the Oak Grove Grovers and the Shiloh Christian Skyhawks. That will be game 500 on the ND Sports Channel. Game 1 was back on October 17th, 2017. We've done 7 sports, varsity, junior varsity, and in about 2 weeks from now, we'll add sport number 8, as we'll have a swim meet between Fargo North and Fargo South. And then a couple weeks later, we'll do another swim meet between Fargo South and the Moorhead Spuds. Both of those swim meets will be at Fargo South High School, so we'll be there for those broadcasts. I want to thank Activities Director Mike Beaton for allowing us to give it a shot. There's a few other sports we want to give a shot on as well, but we need to do some brainstorming on how to best cover those events. So, ooh, nice punch away there by Raj Schmidt. That one comes all the way out about 30 yards away from the goal. That's the punch you want your goalie to have. You want him to be able to smack that ball almost like a volleyball player, like an outside hitter for a volleyball team would smack it down for a kill. He would smack it straight out about 30 yards. Varsity, junior varsity, I haven't seen a goalie smack the ball that hard. That was a good quality save there from Raj Schmidt, the freshman goalie for the Fargo Davies Eagles. We'll see if he can make another quality save here. Though it looks like he won't have to, as the Davies Eagles, at least for the moment, will pop it out on the far sideline here, and that will temporarily bring a pause to the play. Clock continues to roll with 19:11 and counting to go here in the first half of play. I would suspect the crowd area will fill up a little bit more here as the varsity game approaches, but for the JV game, we do have a nice crowd on hand. So the Mustangs look like they have an opportunity here, and then they'll put it in up high and to the left side. The shot came off the foot there of Soren Castor, the freshman defender. Or no, check that. That would be Connor Nielsen who made the shot from the top of the 18. I didn't see the 1 in front of that 5. So now corner kick. For the Mustangs. It'll come in. Nice job there. That was headed out by, let's take a little peek here. Esteban Nunez, a freshman forward. Eagles will work the ball out to the near sideline. Now they're looking to center it back again. Work it up, and it'll go through the Mustang defenders, and who can get there first? It'll be the Mustangs. Oh, the flag came up, so apparently the Eagles was off sides there. Was that Nunez? I'm trying to catch the jersey number. Oh, no, it's Raj Schmidt. So that must mean we have a new goalie here for Fargo Davies. It's possibly, see if there's a jersey number on him or not. No, there is not. So I'm not sure who the goalie is for Fargo Davies now, as number 1, Raj Schmidt, comes out onto the field to play. And he does play for the forward position, so. Taking a look at the roster here. Pedro Hernandez plays goalie for the Davies Eagles, as well as Esteban Nunez, but we saw him out a little bit ago. So he is playing on the field to the best of our knowledge. And then let's see here. That looks like there are 3 goalies for junior varsity. So We're going to go with Pedro Hernandez in goal for the Eagles now because I saw Nunez playing on the field here just like maybe 2 minutes ago. So my best guess is that in goal for the Eagles now is Pedro Hernandez. And if I got that wrong from the start and Hernandez was always the goalie, I apologize for that. Free kick coming up here for the Fargo Davies Eagles. Get the ball up to midfield here. Some wide open field, and they'll try and work it up. That's Nunez and Smith are right in the area there. Mustangs try and take it away, but Mohammed Ahmed, a sophomore forward midfielder, in on the action there for a little bit, and now the Mustangs will take control of it. That one will come all the way into the stands. I think that's the first time I've seen that happen at a soccer game that we've broadcasted, actually. So throwing it in off the near sideline here for the Mustangs is going to be Connor Nielsen, a junior defenseman. Back and forth battle for the ball here between the Davies and the Eagles. And for the moment, it appears that the Eagles will maintain possession as they get it onto the foot there of Ethan Alm, a junior forward slash midfielder. Now they'll work it inside. It was intended for Savy Jones, the goal scorer for Fargo Davies. He scored that goal at the 27-26 mark of the first half. That was about 13 minutes ago. So Davies will work the ball back to the defenders. The through ball goes off the back of the head there of number 23. I don't have a number 23 on the roster here for the Mustangs. It's probably either Mohammed or Stanielson Largnar. Those are the two players on the roster that I don't have a jersey number for. Well, based on what I've seen so far from these two junior varsity squads, I have not seen any other JV play from any of the other teams in the EDC, so I only have these two teams to compare against each other. But Mustangs and Eagles definitely have a bright future if these JV players continue to play as well as they have been in this game. Nice move there by Mustafa Abode. And Abode will send it near side there. Chasing it down is Donovan Halalau. Let's see here. Halilovic, I believe is how you say it. Once again, you can email us, ndsportschannel@gmail.com. So we need to find a phone charger here for our phone. And with any of those phonetic spellings if you have one. So just creeping under the 13-minute mark to go here in the first half of play. It'll be a goal kick for West Fargo Sheyenne. This goal kick will come up to the top of the 18. They'll work it near side here onto the foot of Grant Honeyman. Honeyman will get around a couple of defenders and work the ball up in the near side, where it will be taken away there by the Fargo Davies Eagles. Taking it away there was Ashish Basnet, if I'm saying that correctly. Basnet, a sophomore. And a nice diving save there by Connor Anderson. And Anderson will roll it out to the far side. And the ball will get chipped out of bounds. I want to say the Eagles touched it last. Guess we'll find out for sure here. The flag went up and went down just as quick, so I didn't quite see the flag. But I do believe it'll be a Mustang throw-in here. Now throw in, off the throw in, it went out of bounds. Back for the Eagles throw in, and a minute 27 or so here. Our clock's off by about 2 seconds on our on-screen clock here. Just an FYI on that. Far side as Luke. Windingland, if I am not sure I nailed that one. May have been trying too hard on that. Just under 11 minutes to go now. If we do have a stoppage in the clock, we'll adjust our clock to match, but it's only off by about 2 seconds. That happened on that last goal scored by Grant Honeyman at the 27:01 mark. I stopped the clock before the clock operator stopped the clock. So last year we were having trouble. Oh, here's a breakaway opportunity. And in front of the last defender, he was onside. He's going to put it on, and he's going to just shoot it wide. And he puts his hands on his head thinking, man, I wish I would have had another opportunity at that one. His teammates will come over and say, hey, shake it off. Don't worry about it. On the shot there for the Eagles was Mustafa Aboud. Savvy Jones coming over, giving him a low high five, saying, hey, don't worry about it. We'll get another chance. Some nice teammate sportsmanship there for the Eagles. As the ball is retrieved from behind the goal, and now they'll set it up at the 6 for the goal kick. That goal kick will be taken, it appears, by Reese Breidenbach. And Breidenbach will pop it out near side here onto the foot of Connor Nielsen. Nielsen will work it up. The Mustangs will try and advance the ball up, and that will be intercepted just in front of midfield, and the Eagles want another chance. Will they get it? On the ball right now is Ashton Kildee. Kildee trying to get around the defender. He got tripped up as the centering pass came along. Now they'll shoot it out near side here for Ethan Alm. Or no, check that, wrong jersey number. That is Sekor Youngkenda. Youngkenda, I believe is how you say it. Sekor Youngkende. There we go, Youngkende. A junior forward midfielder for the Mustangs, or for the Eagles, excuse me. 3:35 and counting. Once again, our clock's off by a couple of seconds. Mustang defenders will try and move it out of the attack zone here, but the Davies Eagles trying to keep it there. Some nice passing here, nice short passing, conservative passing. And that will create the opportunity here. Is moving upfield is Mark Larngar, and that'll be booted out of bounds for a Mustang throw-in. And quickly picking it up is Nielsen. Nielsen will throw it back up in the direction of Larngar. He'll get it down, work the way around the defenders, and he gets around 2 defenders, and now he's looking for the centering pass. It's there, it's kneed up into the air, and it bounces on the backside of the goal. So it'll be another shot, but not quite. So that free kick will come, or that goal kick will come just shy of midfield and then be popped out of bounds. Running to pick it up here will be Josh Peterson. A little over 7 minutes to go here, and Peterson will throw it in. And it'll go out of bounds off the defender there, Reese Breidenbach, and Peterson will have another throw in. And this one will go in the direction there, Savvy Jones, who scored the goal earlier, and that will slide by Jones, and sliding down to pick it up is Connor Anderson. Shots on net, 7-5 in favor of the Mustangs. 6:44 and counting to go here in the second half, or first half of play. Getting ahead of myself a little bit here. Once again, the varsity game will be coming up next. Also want to give a shout out to Activities Director Lenny Olhauser for allowing us to come out here and broadcast these games. Always, and for the complimentary bottled waters too. Certainly appreciate that. So if he's watching, thank you very much, Lenny. Appreciate that. Over on the far side, it's going to be Mustafa Aboud, who had that near opportunity about 3-4 minutes ago. Speaking of opportunities, this could be one for the Mustangs. Centering pass will get there and bouncing off his defender. He's going to take a shot off the left foot, and it's going to sneak by him into the near post, and it's in. And the Mustangs up 3-0 now, or 3-1, excuse me. The goal is Mark Larngar, and that one will come at 5:52. So we'll let our clock roll down here at about 5:52. So 3-1 Mustangs now. All right, made an adjustment on our clock there, and now 5:17 is actually the right on time that's remaining in the first half. So on-screen clock is synced with the clock here at the field.
Oh, that's the one!
Coming up on our pregame show for the varsity team, we'll take an in-depth look at both the Mustangs and the Eagles. We'll take a look at both the EDC and the WDA standings and how all the teams are faring up to this point in the season. Grand Forks Central Knights having a good season on the varsity side. 5-0, the only undefeated team in EDC. Matter of fact, I think the only undefeated team in the state. From both the EDC and the WDA, every other team in the state has lost and or tied at least one game or more. With the exception of Grand Forks Central, and we had that first game against the defending state champion West Fargo Packers, and game that the Packers led 1-0. Through all of the first half and about the first half of the second half, and then the Knights scored 2 goals in about 2 to 3 minutes, and then they would tack on a third goal about 6 minutes later and win that game 3-1, scoring all 3 of their goals in the late portion of the second half. Once again, shots on net, 8-5 in favor of the Mustangs. Those are unofficial numbers. 3:29 to go in the first half. The throw-in from the near sideline. That'll be headed towards midfield. Loose ball will be, it looks like it'll be controlled by the Davies Eagles. They'll get it onto the foot there, Josh Peterson. Peterson will advance it up, and they'll try and get the through ball through, and the Mustangs will allow that one. Well, I thought they were going to allow that one to go back to Anderson, but that final defender will pick it up there, and they'll advance the ball far side there to Grant Honeyman, who scored 1 of the 3 goals here for the Mustangs. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Both these teams came out strong, and Mustangs taking advantage of a couple of opportunities. And it was Mustafa Aboud who wishes that the score would be 3-2 right now, as he had a golden opportunity on goal, and he just shot it a little bit wide of the near post. 2:25 to go. That'll be popped up and out of bounds for an Eagles throw-in. Picking it up there is Josh Peterson. 2:17 and counting. Peterson throw in will be directed right towards Zach Breidenbach, defender sophomore for the Mustangs. Now 2-on-2 battle right around midfield, and it looks like the Eagles will get control of that one. Nice move far side there by Ashton Kildee. Kildee will advance it over to the far side. I want to say that's Nunez. And Nunez moving in towards the goal, looking for a centering pass, and Anderson will pick that one up. The idea was right there, but the players were just not in the position, and Anderson was. So that positioning goes in favor of the Mustangs. And a lot of things have gone in favor of the Mustangs so far there. Maybe getting away with an elbow is Derek Laubo. Laubo scoring one of the 3 goals here for the Mustangs. Actually, we have 2 number 20s in there now, so I'm not sure who the other number 20 is. One of them is Derek Laubo, and the other one is possibly Josiah Holder. Yes, that would be correct. Josiah Holder plays defense on varsity, and he's playing defense right now, so I would guess that is Josiah Holder. And then the other number 20 is playing the forward position. That'd be Derek Laubo, and he did indeed score one of the 3 goals. Scored the first of the 3 goals, 35-41. Once again, we believe in goal is Pedro Hernandez. We believe that's Hernandez in goal for the Eagles. He'll save that one. And just under 30 seconds to go here in the first half. And now we'll have a whistle and a free kick here for the Eagles. So one last opportunity here to try and create an opportunity and get a shot on net. Peterson will lob that one up. It'll land right on the foot of Savvy Jones, who scored the goal earlier for the Fargo Davies Eagles. And 2-1, and that will bring us to halftime. So your score, Cheyenne Mustangs 3, the Fargo Davies Eagles 1 at halftime here. And we'll take a short time out and be right back here on the ND Sports Channel.
Diamond Academy and Magnitude Sports Media Network are providing a huge opportunity for high school athletes. Player profile videos shine the spotlight on a skill set required for a position in a particular sport. Whether you play softball, track and field, or any other sport, if you're a sophomore or junior, it's time to schedule your video. Most tapings take less than an hour and can save you thousands when a recruiter puts your name in the starting lineup for a college scholarship. For more information, click on Player Profiles at msportsnet.com or call us at 701-373-1843.
Download Game Time today.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
North Dakota Softball All-Stars podcast with Tim Howe keeps you up to date year-round on the sport of softball in the state of North Dakota. Coach and player interviews, who's moving on to play college softball, and that, well, guess what? That simply scratches the surface of this Grand Slam softball podcast. A new episode every week during the softball season and every month during the off-season. Listen anytime on demand on the ND Sports Channel, a Magnitude Sports Media Network station.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life. This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a part to play. Skills that will make them stars long after the curtain falls. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds you that when kids take part in high school activities, they get set for life. National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life. Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
All right, welcome back. It's halftime here at Fargo Davies High School as the Sheyenne Mustangs get the first goal, and then the Eagles would tie it up, and it would be, let me look at my numbers here, it'd be 25 seconds later when the Mustangs would take the 2-1 lead, and then they'd tack on another goal a little bit later to make it 3-1. We would open up the scoring here in the first half with Grant Honeyman would make it 1-0 for the Mustangs at the 27:01 remaining mark of the first half. And then it would be about, let's see here, 27:01. I think I wrote that down wrong here. Let's see here, the second goal. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so I made a mistake. Let's start over here. Derek Lobo, a sophomore forward for the Mustangs, would score the first goal to make it 1-0 at the 35:41 mark remaining in the first half. So we'll make that adjustment so we don't make that error in our post-game show here. So Derek Lobo opened up the scoring, 35:41 remaining in the first half to make it 1-0 Mustangs. You fast forward about 8 or 9 minutes, and Savy Jones would get a nice pass on a through ball and boot it into the net to tie it up at 1-1. But then 25 seconds later, the Mustangs would bring it right back down the field, get it onto the foot of Grant Honeyman, who scores at the 27:01 mark to make it 2-1 in favor of the Sheyenne Mustangs. And then Mark Langer, approximately 22 minutes later with 5:32 remaining, would put in the third goal to bring us to our current score of 3-1. Just a little over 3 minutes here before the second half starts. Varsity team for the Fargo Davies Eagles warming up, taking some warm-up kicks here on goal to the far side, just off our camera. That's okay. We'll be back in about 2 minutes here with the second half on the ND Sports Channel, right back here.
Diamond Academy and Magnitude Sports Media Network are providing a huge opportunity for high school athletes. Player profile videos shine the spotlight on a skill set required for a position in a particular sport. Whether you play softball, track and field, or any other sport, if you're a sophomore or junior, it's time to schedule your video. Most tapings take less than an hour and can save you thousands when a recruiter puts your name in the starting lineup for a college scholarship. For more information, click on Player Profiles at msportsnet.com or call us at 701-373-1843.
Download Game Time today.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
North Dakota Softball All-Stars podcast with Tim Howe keeps you up to date year-round on the sport of softball in the state of North Dakota. Coach and player interviews, who's moving on to play college softball, and that, well, guess what? That simply scratches the surface of this Grand Slam softball podcast. A new episode every week during the softball season and every month during the off-season. Listen anytime on demand on the ND Sports Channel, a Magnitude Sports Media Network station.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
All right, we're ready to rock and roll here in the second half of play between the Fargo Davies Eagles. They'll get the ball first here, trailing 3-1 for the Sheyenne Mustangs. Goals for the Mustangs. Derek Walbo scored the first one. Grant Honeyman scored the second one, and Mark Larngar scored the third one. The lone goal for Fargo Davies came off the foot of Savy Jones, the freshman forward, with 27:26 to go. So now we're underway here as Fargo Davies moving from right to left. West Fargo Sheyenne Mustangs moving from left to right as you see it and as I see it as well. So we'll see if what kind of adjustments here the Eagles made at halftime and see if they can close the gap on the scoreboard here, maybe even it up and make. I mean, it's been a great soccer game regardless of the current score that favors the Mustangs does not really indicate the kind of game that has been played here by these two teams, to be 100% honest with you. As soon as the ball comes back to midfield, we'll take a short break here on commentaries. We've got a swinging door. Well, maybe we won't have to take a break. Perfect. I'm sure Coach will watch this later, so when he watches it later, I'll say thank you. 33, or check that, 38 and some change to go here in the second half of play. Corner kick from the near side. For the Mustangs, taking that corner kick will be Soren Caster. Not sure which one is correct, and I apologize. He'll boot it in, and it's going to go off the foot. Let's take a peek through the binoculars here. Right off the corner kick, putting it in on goal for his second goal of the game is Derek Labo. He scored the first goal of the first half, and now he scores the second goal of the second half to make it 4-1 in favor of the Sheyenne Mustangs. So that comes to 33-20. So 4-1 Mustangs now. And he put that in. The corner kick was placed right to him in midair, and he would pop it in. Now the Mustangs trying to work the ball inside the 18 once again. Davies will, for the moment, get it out of there. They'll get it onto the foot of the goal scorer, Savy Jones, who immediately loses it. Taking it away was Luke Windingland, if I'm saying that correctly. That one's a tough one. 37-40 and counting to go here in the second half of play. Savy Jones will boot that one up to midfield. It'll be touched up there by Tate Bauer. Tate Bauer, first time I called his name in this JV matchup. He's a sophomore for the Mustangs this year. Once again, if you missed any of the first half, we can do a live DVR and scan back and then return to live action at any time. Or, well, we have an offside call here. So that'll be a free kick right around that 40-yard line, which is about 60 yards away from the goal. Or check that, 70 yards away from the goal. Make that up closer to 75. So they'll line it up about 5 yards further back here for the Mustangs. Shots on net in favor of the Mustangs, 9-5. It was 8-5 coming out of halftime. And that one will come out of bounds. That'll be an Eagles throw-in. Chasing it down here is Donovan Halovich. Halovich is how I was told it was to say it. Talked to coach for the Eagles. Got a few of the name pronunciations corrected. So we're halfway there. 35-14 and counting to go, second half here. Or 36-14, excuse me. Mustangs looking for another opportunity. They tried to get the ball over there, and the player was open and onside, and that player was Mark Largnar, who scored the third goal of the first half. But the Eagles are right there to take it away. So now the throw-in will bounce into the center of the field, where it's picked up there by Ashton Kildee. A couple touches later, the Mustangs will get it back, and now they'll try and split the defenders there, and he will do so unsuccessfully. But after a couple more touches, it looks like the Eagles will indeed get the ball back. Work it up near side, that's Savy Jones. Jones will have that pass intercepted at midfield and then intercepted again by the Davies. And that will go out of bounds just over the midfield mark, and it'll be a throw-in for the Mustangs. Luke Windingland chased it down. He did not make the toss, though. That was Tate Bauer who made the toss. And now Windingling will have, no, check that, that's Breidenbach. I'm glad that was Breidenbach. That's an easier name to say. Breidenbach, number 2, has the orange band. And Windingland has the white headband, wearing number 12 near side here, right around the 30-yard line right now. So he's taking a couple steps back. So free kick here for Fargo Davies. We'll turn that. Oh, there we go. I just couldn't. I had my headphone volume turned down, so I couldn't hear anything. But everything was good. 34.5 to go here. The Mustangs, for the last 15 or so minutes of that first half, and for all of this half so far, have been pretty dominant. A strong performance here from the Mustangs junior varsity team against the Fargo Davies Eagles here on the road. And the throw-in will be bounced right back out of bounds off the left thigh there of Josh Batesole, the junior defender for the Eagles. So it'll be a throw-in from the near sideline. That throw-in will come inside the 18. It's booted up and out, and Savy Jones will try and continue to direct the ball out. Battle for the ball there. Eagles come away with the victory on that battle, and now Savy Jones has it once again. He'll work it to the near sideline there onto the foot of Donovan Helovich. Helovich back to Jones. Jones centers it. Puts it on the foot of Ethan Alm. Alm advances up, and it's a race for the ball, and it's an opportunity here for the Eagles to get one in, and they will. It will be Mustafa Abound, and he redeems himself from his opportunity in the first half. And Savy Jones is like, see, I told you you'd get another opportunity. And Savy Jones was the one who told them to shake it off last time. So it's 4-2. Mustafa Abound, a sophomore forward. Puts the second goal in for the Davies Eagles. 33:07 and counting to go here in the second half of play. It's 4-2 as the Eagles have cut the lead in half. Last time the Eagles scored, it took 25 seconds for the Mustangs to score. We'll see if they can score on this possession here and get that 3-goal lead back. And they're looking good so far. Shot on, and it just went to the far side. Shots on net favor the Mustangs, 10-6 now. 32:37 and counting to go here in the first half as the goalie, which we believe is Hernandez, will boot that one away just shy of midfield. And now the Eagles are going to have an opportunity here maybe, and there'll be that opportunities taken away quickly there by the Mustangs. Over on the far side, trying to work it around the defender there, and he'll get around the defender. He puts the shot on goal right in the hands of Hernandez. Hernandez will not waste any time on getting that ball back out. And now the Mustangs touch up on the ball once again. Looked like he tried to chip it inside there, but the Fargo Davies defender, Mustafa Aboud, I believe that's Aboud on the far side. Yep, taking a peek through the binoculars is indeed number 7. Unless there's 2 number 7s on the team, but I don't think there is. So throwing for the Mustangs, far side, I believe that is Mark Lardnar. And that one will bounce out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick. It will. It'll be a corner kick from the near side here for the Mustangs. Taking the kick is the freshman, Soren Caster. We'll go with Caster. Once again, you can email us, ndsportschannel@gmail.com, if I picked the wrong one. Nice boot in there, and trying to get ahead on it was Reed, I think it was Wilkie, number 20 or 22 on the far side there. I want to say it was Reed Wilkie. And I want to go out of bounds for a Fargo Davies goal kick. To chase that ball down pretty far there as it finally comes back to the goalie, and he'll dribble it back in and line it up at the 6-yard line. And we'll see where he puts this one. He's going to go towards the far sideline, or the far side of the field, I should say. And that'll bounce in favor of the Mustangs. And it's taken away there nicely by Mohammed Ahmed, a sophomore. And now the Mustangs get it back. Another shot on net and another save there. That doubles up the Mustangs' opportunities, 12-6 on the shots on net unofficially here for the two teams in favor of the Mustangs. Ball roll out of bounds. It'll be a Mustang throw in from the far side. Taking the toss will be the defender, which is Josiah Holder. At least I believe. Let's take a peek through the binoculars there. Yes, it was Josiah who took the toss, and now goes right back out of bounds. Come in there, I believe that's Savvy Jones, and it was. Eagles will punch it up, but the Mustangs are right there to collect it. Work it onto the foot there of Wingdingland. And a nice through ball. Now it's a one-on-one race. Who's going to get there first? And sliding down, no whistles called on that one. The Mustang players wanted a whistle. They're not going to get that one. It was a nice defensive play there by the Eagles, as the Fargo Davies goalie did not have a lot of opportunity to come out much further than he did. Comes outside of that yellow box, outside of the 18. He cannot use his hands. Nice back heel kick there to pop that one up and possibly position it there a little bit better for Lobel, but unfortunately that'll be booted way out of bounds, and we'll see how soon that ball gets tracked down. 28-21 to go and counting, as the clock will continue to tick as the ball goes. Let's see here. That ball has not been retrieved. It's over in that practice field. Oh, no, it has been retrieved. It snuck by me there. There's another shot on net there, and that one will fall short. 28 minutes to go now. Hernandez will push his players up, and he'll boot it up right down the middle of the field. It'll slightly lean to the far side, and Mustangs, after a couple touches, get it back, and now they're going to look at it for Labo again. Labo scored the first goal of the first half and the first goal of the second half. This attack by Labo will be thwarted by the Eagles defense. Now, Savvy Jones made a touch on it there. The ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the defender there for the Mustangs, Luke Wingdingland. And now that's Labo again. He'll get it out far side. Here's an opportunity, and the shot on goal. Oh, nice save there by Hernandez. Keeps it out, and it was enough for the Fargo Davies Eagles to get there and create a little bit of havoc and get that ball out. Nice save. That was all the goalie there. There was no assistance. That was all Hernandez on the save there on the shot on goal, which gives the Mustangs 14 shots on goal now. So it looks like Fargo Davies will get a free kick from the far side there. Setting it up as Esteban Nunez. So Nunez will boot it in right towards the goal, and it hits the crossbar of the football field goal, and that will be a goal kick for the Mustangs. Nice placement of the ball there by Nunez, but needed to put it in a little bit. Now we'll have some substitutions for both teams. Coming in for Fargo Davies is Luca Essinger. He is a junior forward. I wonder if that's misspelled and if it's supposed to be Luke. I have it spelled L-U-K-A. I'm wondering if it's not supposed to be L-U-K-E. So we get the airplane hovering over the field at the moment. We'll temporarily turn that off so it's not overpowering on our microphones there. All right, plane's far enough away. I think we're good. So Essinger, well, he was gonna, now he'll The throw-in will come in towards Essinger. It'll end up on the foot of Raj Smith, who puts up a shot far side up and over. So shots on net now 14-8. .24.5 minutes to go. Once again, this game will be available for a 24/7 on-demand replay within about usually within about a half an hour after the conclusion of the broadcast. I believe it's still Connor Anderson in goal. Taking a look, and it is. Connor Anderson, number 25, still in goal here for the Mustangs. And the Eagles will get it back. Mohammed Ahmed and also Essinger in there, as well as Sekor Youngkada. That was another name I had Coach help me with. I was almost saying it right. There's a centering pass. That's a nice centering pass, but it's a little bit over the head there of Jackson Palm, the sophomore midfielder. And Palm, unable to get positioning on that ball. He had a wide open net. Had the centering pass not been quite as hard, placed a little bit lower in the air there possibly, it would have set up Palm nicely for a potential goal, but lucky break there for Fargo Davies as they'll keep it a 2-goal game. Pop it over far side there, and the Eagles trying to work the ball out over on the far side of the field. And that's Labo. And Labo will put another shot on and another save. It's been about 70-30 Mustangs here as far as offensive opportunities in the second half. In the first half, it was about 55-45 in favor of the Mustangs. And Labo will have another opportunity here as he has to work around a few defenders, and he will chip it in for another goal. I'll stop the clock with 22-17. And Labo scores a hat trick. That's 5-2 now in favor of the West Fargo Sheyenne Mustangs here with the Fargo Davies Eagles on their home field.
Let's go, guys!
And we'll have a free kick here off the whistle. Looks like Noah Zant will set up for the free kick here for the Mustangs. 21-54 and counting. Zant will pop that one up, and Eagles will touch up on it, but it'll bounce the wrong direction. And now picking it up here is unknown player. It might be Mohammed. Two players on the roster that I don't have a number for, and number 23 is not on the roster. Cross pass, that one's put up off the foot there of Soren Kaster. Mustangs really pouring it on offensively here in the second half, as the Mustang goalie will track that one down all the way past the track. Our camera does not go, well, I think it can go that far, but he will, and now he'll walk up towards the goal, and there he is. He's back. Took about 20 seconds off the clock there. Set it up at the 6 and boot it, curve it near sideline. Be picked up there by Donovan Halovich. Halovich will touch up on it, and they'll work the ball back there, and it's Batesel moving it to the near sideline. Keeping it in there is Halovich. And the Davies Eagles struggling here, and now they might have an opportunity to get it out. They'll work it up onto the foot there of Ashton Kildee. Kildee trying to get around a couple defenders and loses it. That ball will go out of bounds with about 19:55. Another airplane coming up over here. So 5-2 with just shy of 20 minutes to go here in the game. Eagles getting a goal in each half. The first one off the foot of Savy Jones at the 27-26 mark of the first half, and then the second one off the foot of Mustafa Aboud at the 33-14 mark of the second half here. And now the throw-in will be booted right back out of bounds, and this time it will be a Mustang throw-in. Taking the toss here is Tate Bauer. Bauer will put it in onto the foot of Labo, who has 3 goals in this game. And now the Eagles will take it away. Once again, I believe that's Mohammed, number 23 there for the Eagles. Battle for the ball along the near sideline. Savy Jones has one of the 2 goals here for the Eagles. He'll boot it. That'll be chested down just on the other side of midfield, and the Eagles will get it right back. Right back onto the foot of Savy Jones. He puts it up there. Raj Smith is in the area, but that's taken away there and booted away by Josiah Holder. .18.5 to go here in the second half. Once again, junior varsity game. Varsity game coming up next here on the ND Sports Channel. Certainly appreciate you tuning in. There's another opportunity, and that one will be 6-2. And that one will go off the foot of Luke Windingland. Actually, I think that's a different number 12. Let's take a peek through the binoculars here. That is, not even sure how to pronounce it, Leader Bepe. He's a junior forward. Leader Bepe, who scored the goal here for Sheyenne. We're about 3 seconds off on our clock here. Just an FYI as another plane comes over, and it's like a plane for every goal that they score here in the second half, it seems like. So far side, and the ball will go out of bounds. It's a Mustang throw-in, I believe, coming up here as soon as the ball comes back to the field. And now we're back to action here. Throw-in will go right inside. It'll be booted away there by the Eagles' Josh Batesel. And the Mustangs will get it right back. Some nice footwork there by Noah Zent. They'll work it inside. The Eagles will pop it out. Far side there is Esteban Nunez, who will have the ball go out. So far side throwing is headed in and headed right back out of the box here. And now Fargo Davies will get a foot on it, and Savy Jones will collect the possession and try and advance the ball forward. It's immediately taken away from behind there by Noah Zent. And that'll be booted out of bounds off the foot and into the crowd. 2 times in 1 game. That's a world record here, huh? 15-17. Check that. 16-17, excuse me. And counting. So 6-2 in favor of the Mustangs. Shots on net 17-8 unofficially. On the throw-in from the near side here will be Tate Bauer.
Steady, steady, steady.
And it'll go right back out of bounds. So Tate Bauer will try it again.
Come here. Mo, come here. Mo, come here.
Mom, and we'll go down there. Mom, the soccer ball will go down there. I'll get your shot. I just throw it back to the team. I throw it back to the team, Mom.
Centering pass will go, can't quite see who that is. But he'll drop it back there onto the foot of Tate Bauer. I think there's 2 number 8s out there now. I'll have to double check that. I believe the defender might be Robin McGarr, might be. I do believe there's 2 number 8s on the field now for the Mustangs. So far side throw-in, or will it be a kick? No, it will indeed be a throw-in for the Eagles.
Mom, the soccer ball. The soccer ball can come up here. Here it is. Get it.
Mustangs will work it to the near sideline here. They'll put the through ball up, and that was a nice pass. Mustangs able to continue to control it here.
I can.
Drop it back.
Oh! Oh! Get! Go!
Gonna
Go!
be Wingingland.
Don't kick it up here! Fargo!
Little kid excited there. Now whistling a free kick for the Fargo Davies Eagles. Taking the free kick will be killed. No, he'll walk off it here, and it'll be Gabe Benson taking the kick instead. That'll be touched up and collected by the Mustangs immediately with just over 13 minutes to go here in the second half of play. And now a race for the ball. And that'll be tripped up, and will he stop the clock? No, he will not. Thought for a moment there he was going to reach in for a card, and that is leader Babe High, I believe, and I humbly apologize if that is not correct. Who wanted the explanation from the near sideline official. Nice steal there, and now the Mustangs have an opportunity here to maybe put in goal number 7. And that's going to be leader up high, and the shot on net will go near side. Fargo Davies Eagles, according to my numbers, only 3 shots on net here in the second half. They had the first 5 in the first half. 1 goal on 3 shots is a better ratio than 1 goal on 5 shots, but when you're down 4, you need a few more shots on net. Stranger things have happened, but it is not going to be an easy task here with 12 minutes to go for the Eagles to try and close the gap on the scoreboard. They'll have to play some perfect soccer from here on out to do just that. I believe that skimmed off the head there of possibly Adrian Trejo. And it appears that it did, as there'll be an Eagles throw-in. Throw-in will come to the near side there. That is Alex O, a freshman. And O will see the ball advance towards the middle of the field there with Mustafa Abound, one of the goal scorers. Touched up on it, and now it'll go out of bounds, and it'll be a Mustang throw-in from the far side. Or no, I guess it'll be a, yeah, I thought I saw the flag point towards the Mustangs.
I can catch the ball, Mom. I can catch it.
Okay, maybe I missaw it, but it looks like it'll be an Eagles throw-in.
I will.
Now the officials are talking it over here. Substitutions for the teams have come in as well. And it appears that it will indeed be an Eagles throw-in, so we'll go with that. 10.5 to go. Once again, our clock's off by about 3 seconds. We could have made that adjustment right there, but we didn't, so.
The soccer ball, please come up here. It is, Mom. It is.
Some nice dribbling there
It is.
for the Mustangs. Noah Zent, I believe is how you say it. There's no H in there, it's Noan,
It will.
according to the roster that I have anyway.
I will catch it. I will catch it.
Oh, it is Noah. Okay, so it's misspelled on this roster, and it's spelled correctly on the other roster. Noah Zent with some nice footwork there a few moments ago.
They are.
As we just get under the 10-minute mark of the ball game here, with the Mustangs leading by 4 goals, 6-2. Once again, this is a junior varsity game. The varsity game will come up within about a 10-minute break here after the conclusion of this one. Some nice hustle there from Mustafa Abound. He had his 1 goal in this game, and his teammate was not able to hustle as quick as he was, and the centering pass will get deflected away there by a Mustang, as I believe it was intended for Ashton Kildee, who was running up there but couldn't quite get there in time. It will be a Davies Eagles throw-in, however, from the far sideline, and it'll be popped back out of bounds for another Eagles throw-in.
It's gonna come up here. It is. It is.
Mustangs will get it out of there. They'll get it back up onto the foot there of, that is leader Bepe, something to that effect. And now a whistle, and it was behind the play, so I didn't see it. Not sure what the whistle was about, but it'll be a free kick here from just beyond midfield for the Mustangs. Now drop, and this could be an opportunity here. We'll see if they fire it in. It was blocked off the foot there of Ahish Bosnet, I believe is how you say it. And I'll go out of bounds for you. I believe it's a corner kick coming up here for the Mustangs from that far corner. And it is indeed going to be a corner kick.
If it does, you catch it.
I will catch it. I will.
Taking the corner kick is Caster. And now the centering pass off that corner kick gets deflected out of bounds. I believe that'll be another corner kick here for the Mustangs from the same corner, and Caster will line up and take it again. And it'll go right back out of bounds off the corner kick, and this time it should be an Eagles throw-in. No, it'll be a Mustang throw-in.
It will. It will.
Temporarily took my eyes off the field there. Centering pass, and I'll drop. And in a cloud of players there, couldn't quite see who is all in that mix, but the Eagles will come out with it.
It will. It will.
And now the ball will ricochet, and it'll be back on the foot of the Mustangs. That's Isaiah Williams, I believe. Oh, a header goal, a header shot just to the far side of the near post here. So the goalie will have the goal kick here as he retrieves the ball from it going out of play. And Eagles will work the ball over midfield here. Through ball over on the far side, and it'll go out of bounds for an Eagles throw-in. Over on the far side was Sekor Youngkada.
It will. It will, Mom.
That one will come in, and it was About who touched up on it, and now a whistle will put a pause to the play with 4:47 and counting to go, and we'll set up a free kick here. All right, we got our clock back on sync there. There's another opportunity for the Mustangs, and that one is in to make it 7-2. I'll stop the clock with about 4:10. And scoring that goal was Leader Bebe. He has 2 goals now. Or no, he has 1 goal, excuse me.
It's gonna come up here.
Oh, he does have 2 goals. I forgot to write down the last goal, so I'm not sure when he scored that. I have to look back and get the time on the clock. Speaking of that, we'll need to make another adjustment on our clock now. All right, should be good now. It should be about 3:30 and counting.
It's gonna bounce up. It's gonna be up. It's gonna bounce up here. It is, Mom. It's gonna bounce up here. It is. It is, Mom. It is.
Throwing from the far side here for the Mustangs. And the Eagles will collect that and, at least for the moment, get it out. And the Mustangs will have to try again. A little bit of a push there. He maybe got away with one. And here comes a shot that will go far side. That was a nice shot from about 25 yards out or so. 2.5 to go here in the second half. Our clock's off by about a half a second, so I'm fine with that. It'll be a goal kick for the goalie. A goal kick for the goalie. As soon as the goalie retrieves it, and he'll come into the camera there momentarily. There he is. He'll line it up at the 6. And he'll boot it up to just shy of midfield. And ouch. Apparently Mohammed Ahmed don't know if he got the wind knocked out of him temporarily, if it hit him in a sensitive area possibly. I'm not sure. We'll leave it at that, but he's up and running again, so that's good. He was down for a moment. He's still kind of holding his stomach there occasionally with that left hand.
It's gonna come up here. Nobody.
Eagles had an opportunity there, and the Mustangs get it right back, and now the Eagles have booted out again.
They won't fall. They won't. It's gonna come up
That's
here.
Mustafa Aboud.
Come up here, Mom. I want it to come up here.
1 minute to go in the second half. And coming out is the goalie to save that one.
I want the ball up here. I want the ball.
30 seconds to go.
I want the ball back. I want the ball come up here. It will run right here, Mom. It will. It will run right here,
So the final seconds will tick away at this one, and the Mustangs will have a 7-2 win unless they score here in the next few seconds. And that could happen. You never know. They'll put that one up, and it'll go out of bounds, and that will be a goal kick for the Fargo Davies Eagles. So, but they won't get that goal kick off, as we'll get to 3, 2, 1, and that'll be your final score. So the Sheyenne Mustangs defeat the Fargo Davies Eagles in the junior varsity game by the final score of 7-2. It was Derek Lobel at the 35-41 mark of the first half scoring the second goal, or the first goal of the game. Savy Jones would tie it up for Fargo Davies at the 27-26 mark of the second half to make it 1-1, and 25 seconds later, Grant Honeyman would put in the ball into the net to make it 2-1. And you fast forward to about 5 minutes remaining, it'd be Mark Larngar, the sophomore, making it 3-1 for the Fargo Davies Eagle, or for the West Fargo Sheyenne Mustangs. And then we would take that 3-1 lead into halftime. Coming out of halftime, it'd be Derek Lobel scoring the first goal of the second half, just like he did in the first half, this time at the 33-20 mark to make it 4-1. Mustafa Aboud, who had a missed opportunity in the first half, redeemed himself with a goal with, let's see here, 33-14 remaining in the second half. And at that point, it was 4-2, and then after that, it was all Mustangs, as Labo would get goal 5 at the 22-17 mark for the hat trick. And then leader, hey, if I'm saying that right, gets goals 6 and 7. Forgot to write down the time on goal 6. He got the 7th goal with about 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. And that'll be your final score. The Sheyenne Mustangs 7, the Fargo Davies Eagles 2. That's your junior varsity game. The varsity game is coming up next here. According to the clock on the field, it's 15 minutes and 30 seconds away. That means we'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes with your pregame show right here on the ND Sports Channel. Thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you again here in a few minutes.